Both Virginia and Tennessee are making strides to protect the most vulnerable citizens from abuse.
A pending Tennessee bill aims for harsher punishments for people who abuse the elderly and people with disabilities. And as News Channel 11's Allie Hines found out, Virginia is now hoping to model a similar system to one already in place in Tennessee for prosecuting these cases.
Casey, Anna, recently Tennessee launched an elder abuse task force. Then this year, because of a new state law, vulnerable adult protective teams in each district launched in Tennessee. It's teams made up of district attorneys, law enforcement, and protective services who get help for the victims and punishment for the offenders. Now, Virginia is hoping to launch a similar program.
We have had cases where people have been allowed to fall out of the bed and laid for 12 hours or longer.
From Tennessee,
left at home, no food, no medicine, sitting in their own urine and feces.
To Virginia, state prosecutors see cases of the vulnerable adult population abused, taken advantage of, and exploited.
Crime that we see all the time.
But many of these cases go unreported and unpunished because of the many barriers to prosecuting these cases and getting the adults help. But now in Tennessee, Sullivan County District Attorney General Barry Staubis says since its launch in January, the Vulnerable Adult Protective Teams, or VAPIT, has looked at 88 reports of abuse, cases that led to help for the adults in dozens of investigations.
Because of the VAPIT team, we've had extraordinarily more reportings, more awareness, and we're able to, importantly, provide services for vulnerable adults that might otherwise have fell between the cracks.
Now, Wise County Commonwealth Attorney Chuck Slim hopes to do the same in Virginia.
The most growing segment of the population in our region. And so we've got to find ways that we support seniors and prevent them from being abused and neglected.
Slim says in June he plans to hold the first meeting of the Joint Senior Abuse Task Force.
We're going to bring together our community partners, talk about the problems, the barriers to prevent us from being able to prosecute these types of crime.
Slim says the team also plans to meet with state lawmakers
to try to find easy fixes and better solutions to this problem and raise awareness of the problem that exists in so many of our communities.
And here in Tennessee, lawmakers aren't stopping with the protective teams. Senator Rusty Crowe of Johnson City joined others introducing legislation that's now pending that would increase punishments for offenders. If passed, it would also lead to additional penalties when people with mental or physical disabilities are the victims of financial exploitation.